welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Wednesday, April 26, 2023. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, as always, Brian Kruse. Welcome back, as always, everybody, on this happy Wednesday, hump day edition, everybody. And joining me here tonight is Miss Rachel Blakely. Rachel, welcome back to the program. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for coming back tonight. How's your Wednesday been?
It's a good Wednesday. I'm glad to be halfway over the week. Gotta finish the last half. I'll be back Friday. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, we'll be drinking on Friday probably. You know that goes.
Spoilers. I'll be back Friday.
Spoilers, and Kyoki's joining us on Friday too as well. So Kyoki will be back. Kakela, I probably said it wrong now. Kekaula. See, yeah. I'm gonna butcher all the time. Also joining us back here at Kruse Control for the fourth, right? Mr. Sean Sutherland.
Hey, everybody. So good to be here. Can't believe it. Yes. Hello. Hi. Hello. I'm here.
How's your day been, Sean? How you been? How's your week been?
It's been going great. Wednesday is new comic book day, so, get the new comics, get on Kruse Control. I mean, what else do I need with my Wednesday? So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good day. Middle of the week. People can complain about it, but it's a great day. We're moving in and encroaching on that weekend, but we're halfway through the week. It's fun. And also, there's a lot of news coming out because of CinemaCon that's been happening this week. So there's a lot of stuff happening. Hey, GR in the chat. There's a lot of stuff going on. So as always, we got to get right into it, everybody, because now it's time for some breaking news. All right, everybody, the very first thing, I love starting with something funny. The very first thing I'm going to talk about is Tiny Toons. You're like, Tiny Toons? When I was a kid, I used to love this show, but Tiny Toons is being rebooted for Comedy Central, the Cartoon Network, I should say, actually. Cartoon Network coming this fall, Acme University. It's called Tiny Toons University, and of course, they're training with the help of the actual Looney Tunes to find their way. The series follows Babs, Buster, and the rest of the crew as they, go through hijinks learning. So yeah, Tiny Toons is coming. The original show went from 1990 to 1992, and this reboot is going to be something that hopefully will bring a new generation to the Looney Tunes. I used to love that NES game. I'll date myself for a little bit. That NES game was fucking fantastic. That's all I can say. It was so much fun. And then you get the carrots and stuff. I used to love that so much. You ever play that game before? Am I by myself here or what?
I haven't played it.
Nope.
So sorry.
Yep.
I was a Sega Genesis kid, so yeah, I don't know.
Yep. I'm by myself on here. But Looney Tunes, of course, 90s. So, I mean, if you're that generation, you're probably like, oh, cool. And the animation style looks very similar to the trailer's out right now. You can watch it. And it looks like fun. Of course, it's just like, it's the kids now. The kids are being trained by the adults, and they're all going to be there at university.
Didn't play the NES game, but I watched the hell out of the show.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah,
if Spielberg's involved at all, it'll be good because he ran the original, and they had so many jokes and film references that were very much not even for just adults, for heavy film people. So I hope they bring that aspect back. I want them to bring back the really confusing jokes and content.
They should. I mean, they should have fun with it.
I loved
it. Sean?
I loved the trailer. I wanted them to do it like a just a generic kind of community college, kind of commercial. Here you can learn, what was it? How to handle explosives or something like that. Painting on walls or whatever, so you can run through them. I love it. I'm glad that again, it's just good IPs out there for the taking and out there for new riffs and a new generation. And why the hell not Tiny Toons? So yeah, I'm excited to see them get going. Plucky Duck.
Plucky Duck, everybody.
Plucky Duck fan. So,
Not Buster Bunny, no relation.
Right, of course.
No relation. There might be a little something happening there, though, behind the scenes. There might be. I'm just saying. But if you haven't played the NES game, get yourself an NES somewhere if it's at a GameStop or something.
It's a little bit of an interesting question because Looney Tunes has always had a lot of drag elements. Are they going to allow this to air in states like Tennessee and Florida that are outbanning gender performance?
Oh.
I bet it'll still happen. I think it'll start, and then maybe it'll be banned later on if they have a problem with it. But I bet they'll put it out there just like normal. I would hope so, And also, like a network like this, I don't think they're everywhere, you know. So that's the other thing too. So it depends on what networks actually carry them, Spectrum or Time Warner, which really doesn't exist anymore. So it just depends on that, on the cable networks. And then of course streaming, the way that works, you can get it anywhere, you know.
Right.
Like screw your state if they have problems with that. They can go fuck themselves, you know.
Well,
I'm gonna watch my Looney
100% go
Tunes.
fuck yourselves with that. But it's an
You know,
interesting question coming into the modern age, like how they want to regulate the hell out of everyone's life choices, but
I think the premise is really cool too, just because the fact that they're obviously grown up. The last time we saw these characters, they were in like an elementary or middle school or maybe even high school setting in that time, and they were studying to be the replacements of the big Looney Tunes. So this just feels like a natural extension for where the show left off, and I think that it'll be some good kind of topical humor per usual. So yeah.
Well, after 3 seasons, maybe they'll do 3 more here now. We'll never know, but it's going to be fun to see these characters come back. And if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It's fun. It's just a fun show, and play the NES game, just saying. Something else that's coming back, though, is The Reluctant Traveler on Apple TV+. Now, this is one of those things, too. I saw it, and I'm like, Eugene Levy is awesome, by the way, everybody. I just love him. He's so great.
Who doesn't? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, who hates this guy? Nobody can. Come on. And if you watch the show, I've watched a few episodes. It's fun because it's like they put him in situations where he would never go, and he's always very awkward. And he's like, "Why the hell am I here?" With like sumo wrestlers in the middle of the Arctic. I mean, he's been like in the first season, he went to Costa Rica, he went to Japan, South Africa, and the next season they're saying they're gonna go to Europe and travel around there because he hates traveling apparently. So why not throw him in these elements and see how he reacts? But he said, after experiencing season 1, I've come to realize that it's true what they say about travel broadening the mind. And I guess my mind could still take some more broadening. So he is going out there with some trepidation, as he says, and he's going to get a season 2 moving forward. And I'm pretty excited about this because it is a lot of fun. I haven't watched the whole first season, but if you like Eugene Levy and you have fun watching him being awkward, this is perfect for you. That's all I can say. Have either of you seen this? Sean, have you seen this before? Did you watch it?
I have, yeah. I mean, any kind of fish out of water story like this is going to do well. Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant did this to Carl Pilkington, and that was hilarious. So why the hell not do it to Eugene Levy? Eugene Levy, again, a pretty hard guy to hate, I think. There's something for everybody on it. Just a really good, interesting travel show, and especially it was those kinds of shows during COVID where we couldn't go anywhere that you wanted a travel show. You wanted someone like Eugene Levy to kind of pick you up and be like, hey, we're gonna go do sumo now, and I'm not getting in the ring, but I'll have some fun with it. But no, I'm excited for more. I think it'll be a really good a good more fish out of water stuff. So yeah, bring it on.
Which is fun. Rachel, have you seen it yet? Have you watched this at all? Or you don't have Apple TV Plus, do you?
As soon as I get Apple TV, I'll check it out. I need to get on that.
Eugene Levy's great, though.
Advertising for Apple TV, apparently. Sponsored Kruse Control Apple.
Apple TV Plus, everybody. Get your Apple on.
That's the new tagline. Yeah.
Levy, so I will absolutely watch it. I think if anyone doesn't like Eugene Levy, their sense of humor is broken. So.
Yeah, I know. He's so great, and he's been around for so long. I mean, honestly, even growing up, like, from the 80s to 90s, to see him with, being in the Stifler reign and the American Pie reign and all that, he was great in that. But even back, way back where he first started in the 80s, like, he's always been fantastic. So, and I just love him. He's such a character. So this is, like, perfect to throw him in this environment and have him, like, just be himself in the real world and see how he reacts to everything. And it's fun. They definitely play with him a lot in this show, and they definitely fuck with him a lot. I think it's great they're doing that. So if you enjoy him, check it out. You're going to love this show on Apple TV Plus. And the second season is coming, everybody. And something else that's coming, as we before, is the live-action Lilo and Stitch project. That's right. The feature film is moving forward, live action, and we've talked about this before, but also on top of this, they're finally getting some more casting stuff. So the first time I talked about how Zach Galifianakis was attached to this. Well, now they've announced who he's actually playing. So Zach will be playing the Stitch's scientist creator, Jumba, and also they're saying that the original Stitch voice, Chris Sanders, is in negotiations to reprise his role. Final negotiations. So it sounds like he's going to come back. It's Stitch. Like, he's going to be a CG character probably anyway, so why wouldn't it be him, right? Come on. Also, the original Lilo and Stitch director's coming in for this. Amy Hill is a part of this. She's coming back with a new character called Tutu, which I don't really know, And then also Tia Kari is coming back, and she's got a new character too called Mrs. Kikoa. And originally released in 2002. It's fine, let's say 2002. I think it's still appropriate to say it for back then. It made $270 million, earned an Oscar nod and everything. And it's going to be something that if you loved it as a kid, or if you loved it back in 2002, I bet you'll love the live action version as well. So yeah, this is happening. Maybe this is happening.
I think if you loved it, you're going to hate the live action, to be quite honest.
Oh, come on, Rachel. Are you excited about this at all?
No, I think this is going to be another time where Disney is trying to stop something, so they intentionally bomb whatever they want to stop doing. Like, I think it was Treasure Planet that they wanted to stop doing a mix of traditional and CG animation, so they let Treasure Planet bomb as a financial excuse to stop doing the mix and transition completely over to CGI. And I think they're tired of doing these live action movies. Have you seen what they're doing to Stitch? My God, that thing is ugly. It's an abomination. We need to bully them like we bullied them for Sonic to fix that fucking thing.
Fix Stitch. Come on.
The casting choices have been really confusing, I think, overall. The person that they chose for Nani doesn't look appropriate at all to play her. The Stitch is an abomination. Agent Bubbles is not there anymore. They wrote him entirely out and wrote in a different person. So a lot of the elements that people really loved about the original are just not there. And I think it's going to be just tragic that they've chosen
that keeps
Lilo
happening
and Stitch to be the sacrificial lamb so they can stop making these fucking things. Disney, it's all right, guys. You don't have to kill any properties. You can just stop doing it.
Yeah.
Again,
Sean, what do you think about this?
There's nothing new coming out of Disney. They're just gonna do live action of everything at this point, and I'm a big Zach Galifianakis fan, so I love when he gets to work. So I don't have an issue with that. But aside from this, do we really need to live in a world with a live action Lilo and Stitch? Probably not. I mean, what else is Disney doing right now? Fighting Ron DeSantis.
Like Zach Galifianakis, I don't think he's a good
fighting Ron DeSantis.
And it's the whole thing is just a mess. It feels intentional how badly they're doing.
Well, the thing is too, it's they're just looking at their old IP and they're like, what can we do? What can we make now? Right. And they're just digging into that and they're just trying to bank off stuff. That's hence why The Little Mermaid's coming out now in next month. We have Snow White coming out.
That looks incredibly well done.
Yeah, it does. It does.
The new Little Mermaid looks like they put a lot of love into this. I don't know what they're doing here.
Well, I mean, honestly, this is very early. Maybe it'll be great. Maybe they'll rework Stitch. I know that's a complaint for you. Maybe they'll rework him and make him more like the original, make him look good. Maybe there will be that Sonic factor where they're he does not
exactly like the original. He just doesn't need to look like an Avatar glob love child. A
glob love child. GR said his grandkids like that. Yeah, well, I mean, for me, I'm just it makes sense this is happening. I hope that Zach Galifianakis will be great in this too. Hopefully he's not a small part. Hopefully he has a substantial part. And hopefully it's good. I mean, I hope it is. I know a lot of people love this, so hopefully it turns out to be something that people will continue to want more of because they love making Lilo and Stitch. They just love making that shit. I mean, there's so many projects, spin-offs and there's a new, you know what I mean? How many different spin-off series with this thing? I mean, whatever.
It had a couple cartoons, didn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Couple cartoons, sequels.
The whole Lilo and Stitch thing kind of passed me by. I just fell into that range where it was just you're too old to care about this, and it'd be weird if you showed up in a theater. And also, I don't have access to a Disney Channel anymore, so I don't think I'm gonna spend the time to find it. But go on if that's what you like. I know that a lot of people love it, and hey, just don't yuck my yum. Go for it.
Yeah,
if you like
don't do it. I know. So this is coming though. All right. So you're happy. You're not happy. I mean, Disney's not going to stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. But something that is stopping is Truth Be Told on Apple TV. So truth be told, Octavia Spencer has been having this for 3 seasons. She starred executive producer on it. It's an anthology series. Well, apparently they're not coming back for a 4th season. This is a cancellation. There's not a lot of cancellations at Apple. There really haven't been. Mr. Corman was one after 1 season. Dear Edward, Shantaram, Little Voice. But overall, it takes a lot to cancel. Usually they end on their own terms, but this is ending. And Octavia made a little comment about this. She said, I want to share the news that after 3 seasons of seeking truth and justice, Poppy Scorville is going on a much-needed vacation. I mean, she's going away. She's retiring, if you ask me. And I watched this show, and they changed her name because she got her biological name back, but she was Poppy Parnell before. And I still want to call her Poppy Parnell. It sounds so much better. It just sounds so much better, especially she's like supposed to be like an on-air persona. Yeah, you're supposed to be an on-air persona that like people like listen to, like Poppy Parnell. Like, come on. I mean, it rolls better off the tongue.
Poppy Scoville sounds like someone that is doing like a Hot Ones riff
like
or something
pepper
like
thing,
that.
yeah.
Well, I watched the first 2 seasons. I started watching the 3rd. I didn't get that far. I mean, I'll probably go back and watch it. They're good. They're fun. I mean, Aaron Paul was in the first season. He did a great job too. And if you've watched it, like overall they are good, but I mean, they're not groundbreaking if you ask me. So it went 3 seasons. That's great for a show like this. Great for her. I mean, she's very talented. That speaks wonders for her. Like, she shines on this show.
From the way they announced it, it sounds like they might be open to bringing it back if there's a fan demand for it. By saying she's going on vacation.
Yeah.
They're kind of leaving that door open that if there's enough fan kickback, they can have the option to bring it back.
Or is this like a situation where Yahoo is going to come in and pick it up again? Or,
oh my God.
Like they're going to pull Community, right? Sorry.
I love Community, but Yahoo needs to not blame Community for tanking their shitty streaming service.
They just had no chance. That's just what it was. Like Quibi. They're like Quibi. They had as much chance as Quibi.
Right.
You know?
maybe Quibi will save it. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll
Quibi
just
was
do
such an
some.
interesting concept. It's like I don't understand how they biffed it so bad.
I mean, I think they banked on people, like, people watch stuff on their phone, but they banked on people wanting to watch things vertical, too. And they banked on, it'll make it short form, but it wasn't really short enough.
Fucked things up, too.
Yeah, that also happened. But I mean, like, for short form, people want stuff under a minute a lot of times. They don't want, like, 10-minute episodes for something. So, I don't know. What do you think, Sean? What do you think about this? What do you think about?
We could do a whole Quibi episode. I mean, I think that horse has been beaten to death so many damn times at this point. But no, I didn't watch this. I'm a big fan of Octavia Spencer, friend of the show, from what I hear.
Friend of the show.
But again, to be able to end it on your terms is preferred, but at least you got out in front of it. I think the vacation could be like, maybe I'm moving somewhere else or going to another streaming service. Maybe there's hopes or plan there. I don't know, but yeah, it's I'm sure Octavia Spencer is not hurting for work at this point.
No,
let's
she'll
try
be
and get her
fine.
something new. Yeah, she'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine. And speaking of ending it on your own terms, I want to talk about Indiana Jones. So Harrison Ford is ending this on his own terms, he's saying. He wants this very last one to kind of like be it and be his grand finale for Indiana Jones. Well, the newest trailer came out like a week ago, but now they're talking about the de-aging stuff, which we knew he was de-aged in this. Now they're saying that the first 25 minutes of this, you're going to have young Harrison Ford. The whole opening sequence, 25 minutes. And that it's something kind of interesting to think about. And it's going to set between Last Crusade and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So it'll be between those 2 times. And you've seen pictures online with him de-aged. It actually doesn't look too bad to me. But they're going to do this, it's still going to be before the end of World War II. Indy's still going after the Nazis. He's still going to prove that he's like that kind of action star. And also, I found some more plot details about this. Well, apparently, it's going to be about NASA a little bit, about the space race. So Indy is going to actually think that some of these Nazi scientists that have come over to the United States are actually trying to endanger the country. And now his goddaughter, Helena Shaw, comes in and causes problems. And now this whole plot goes crazy after this. But the whole idea is that the first 25 minutes are like leading up to this for like the characters that come into this. So it shows his history. And then bam, now we're there and Indy's old and he's got to come out of retirement, just like Junior, just like Sean Connery back in the day in The Last Crusade. Coming out June
That was a
30th, so not that far
terrible
away.
Connery.
That was a great Sean Connery. What are you talking about?
Come on, Junior.
Hold on, no. Rachel, you give us a Sean.
No, I
Connery.
can't. I'm not gonna.
Come on,
attempt it 'cause
Rachel.
I know
Yeah,
that I
come on.
Come
can't.
on, Rachel. But there's also a TV show happening about Indiana Jones too, and Harrison Ford said, "I will not be doing that. This is my last ride. This is it. I'm hanging up the hat, and this is it. This is my send off."
He's like deep into his 80s at this point. Like,
Yeah,
82 years
I
old.
was-
call it a day at some point.
You have to.
82
I
years old.
think this was it's coming at a time where we don't have a lot of adventure franchises at the moment. Uncharted didn't really take off the way that they wanted to with Tom Holland and Marky Mark, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm not too worried about the de-aged Harrison Ford. I think it is probably the longest continuous period of time in a movie or in anything that I've seen that we're going to see a de-aged person, so it's probably going to be a little uncanny valley there for a little bit, but technology has progressed. We've gotten better at it. We know what to kind of avoid in terms of, removing too many wrinkles and just making it look like they just spent way too long in a tanning booth, like Patrick Stewart. But no, again, we've talked about this, Brian. He's a fantastic actor. He's
So
wonderful
good.
on Shrinking. If you haven't watched Shrinking, I'm all for this. Let Indy do his own thing. I would love to see him going up against like current Nazis instead of going back to
I know,
World War
right?
II
Like the
Nazis.
Nazis are still
"God damn it,
happening.
This shit again."
He's punching Richard Spencer or whatever the hell that guy's name is, and just dealing with the alt-right. I don't know. That'd be the Indy I'd want to see.
With his whip.
Yeah.
You kind of can't bring him into this generation because he'd be like, what? He was like 35 in Last Crusade, so that was he'd be in his
I know.
hundreds. Indiana Jones would be in his hundreds.
That's why this is still kind of a period piece because it kind of
Yeah,
has
that
to be.
makes sense.
You'd have
You
to
know,
set it like
how
maybe
they
in
said
the
it before.
80s or something like
Yeah.
that. It's the latest. I love
Well,
Indiana Jones as a franchise. Indiana Jones is one of my favorite franchises.
It's so good. Yeah.
We don't talk about Crystal Skull, but I hope this is better. I am cautiously optimistic.
We don't talk about Crystal Skull.
I think that the CGI technology they're using to de-age him will look like absolute shit in 10 years. But for now, I think it'll be a good movie, and I hope it'll be a good movie. And we'll just kind of
Me
see
too.
what they do with it.
I know, and the thing is, they're saying that they use this same technology in Star Wars. It was like, Rebel? I'm going blank on the name of it.
Christopher.
But they used it before, and the
Oh,
fact is,
they did it on Grand Moff Tarkin. They did it
yeah,
on
Yeah.
it was a
they did
Grand
it on
Moff Tarkin.
Princess
That's what it
Leia
was.
as well. They did
Yeah.
all, yeah.
But the Grand Moff Tarkin was like the longest one before this.
Christopher
They
Lee.
were saying,
Yeah, they did on
Yeah.
Christopher Lee.
Yeah,
but
Well,
it
they
is sort of like
reanimated
that.
him because he was dead.
reanimated.
He's dead. But this is actually Harrison Ford. The thing about this, though, they're saying it's different. It's actually Harrison Ford. They have so many different stills of him, took almost so many pictures they can graph it onto his face that they're saying it's going to be the best they're going to see. And some of the pictures that actually,
footage for them to use of him too.
Yes.
So like he never really stopped acting for too long. So there's a lot of footage for them to use and to recreate it. But I still it's gonna look like shit in 10 years. It's gonna look good now. We're gonna all go, oh my god, that looks so good. But in 10 years we're gonna go. Ew.
but even like this picture I have right now, it looks really good. Like the fact is, they're not really. They're not. I mean, it looks a lot better than I thought it was gonna look. Like, I mean, honestly, they're not going crazy. They're still letting some wrinkles be there. They're not pulling everything out. And Harrison Ford, like we're saying, he's 82 years old.
Yeah.
If you've watched Shrinking, you know he's a lot more agile than he used to be. You know, that's a whole thing. So I see him. I'm like, how do you make him look like how he used to look? You know,
It looks a little
But
bit
to me-
like a video game still.
yeah, a little bit.
It looks a little bit like a cutscene.
And they haven't shown a lot of him. You know, they haven't shown a lot really. They're showing a few
Hopefully they'll polish
stills.
it. Like it's not
Yeah.
done yet.
I hope so too. I really hope so. I hope it's good. I just hope it's good because the last, like we talked about the Crystal Skull one, just like was like, and then the idea of aliens, I get it, you know, but the thing is there's too many cooks in that kitchen. You know, George Lucas was throwing shit in that there, like changelings of flying monkeys, you know, like stuff like that with Shia LaBeouf swinging. Shia LaBeouf's character in general in that, all you gotta say is again, no, and he's not back for this. You know, there's a reason. You know, because
Is it confirmed he's not coming back?
Yeah, as far as I've been told, I've heard he's not there. He's not there.
I mean,
I think timeline-wise, if they're setting
It
it,
doesn't make sense.
they
Yeah,
said if
between the
they're
two
setting it
movies.
between the two movies is the arc is
Yeah.
the de-aging, and then they have him up in like if they're doing Space Race the 60s.
Yeah.
So Chekhov's
And he-
character is like not relevant yet.
He didn't meet his son until, Crystal Skull, so he wouldn't be there. So yeah, Indiana Jones, everybody, and the trailer I think looks good. I hope the CG is good. I hope it looks good. I hope Harrison Ford looks great. I mean, 25 minutes is a big risk. And the thing is too, not to get too much into rumor area and stuff, but I know that I've heard they've changed the ending millions of times. And that kind of frightens me too. Like I know people that, have talked about like that have worked on there saying that they shot a bunch of different endings. They had a bunch of test screenings and they weren't sure how they're going to do it. And, there's a lot of people that don't want him to pass the hat. And that's one of the endings that
he doesn't
they had.
want to pass the hat. He's like Indiana Jones dies with me.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what it should be.
Not want to.
Indie stories should be done, I think. Well, a story that's not done, that's been taking a long time to get to, is Black Mirror. So Black Mirror, after 4 years, everybody, it's been 4 years since the previous season. Drives me nuts. This is such a fantastic show. But Netflix tied in the showcase in London, and they said, hey, everybody, in June it's coming. It's coming. We got Josh Hartnett in this. We got Zazie Beetz. We got Aaron Paul. We got Kate Mara. We got Michael Cera. We got Selma Hayek. There's a lot more people beyond that. There's just some of the names that are coming out, and they're saying it's they're going to reinvent itself with each new episode. And they're not giving a total episode count yet or an exact date, but it's going to be in June. It'll probably be like 8 to 10 episodes. They're just not going to say it yet. They'll have a huge announcement. The trailer came out the teaser came out, I should say. And they're saying this season is the most unpredictable, unclassifiable, and unexpected yet. I love this show. I love how different it is every episode. The fact that they actually change and there's new actors, and it's not always continuity, but it touches on technology. It touches on society. It touches on who we are as human beings, even the social media aspect. Think about that Bryce Dallas Howard episode where they're like, their point system goes up and down based on your interactions.
So good.
Like, it tells a lot about
but
topical
I will say Community
issues.
did it first.
Uh-oh.
Black Mirror has been just a tale of high highs and low lows, and like if they can recapture some of that magic that we got in the early seasons, I am so for it. If they give me another season and it's just full of the Miley Cyrus episodes, I can't do it again.
I would say their lows are mid.
It was pretty bad.
Head like a hole.
But no, I'm excited that this is back. I think that these shows have constantly pushed the limits as to like what's possible and where technology is leading us to, like these dystopias, these just like really interesting kind of character studies, and I'm excited. I'm with you, Brian. Black Mirror all the way. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I love the episode where you take pictures by like blinking too in your eyes.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I'm like, I wish we had that.
No,
There's so many things
we don't. That was that it sucked.
No, it ruined his life. Are you kidding me?
It did. That's true. It's true, but it still sounds cool to me. I love technology. But yeah, that is scary.
The thing about Black Mirror is it shows you something that seems like it'll be like really cool and fun, and then it takes a hard left and it fucking sucks for whoever's involved with it.
Yep.
And it tells you how bad it could
except
be.
for San Junipero. San Junipero was like one of the most heartbreaking episodes of television I've ever watched in my life.
It was bigger than Black Mirror itself. Yeah.
Sobbed.
Yeah. That was
God,
such
I
a
love
good
that
episode.
Show. I was so nervous they weren't gonna make more of it. I had finally given up the ghost. Like last week I was talking about Black Mirror. I was like, they're never gonna make fucking more Black Mirror.
I know.
And they are, and I'm so excited. And I hope it's not more of the interactive thing that they tried.
The Bandersnatch reverse cut?
Yeah. That was weird. They tried it.
Super weird.
It was something they did.
If any show was going to try it, it was going to be Black Mirror, though. Like, again.
But again, even at their worst, they're mid.
I mean, is this, Brian, and you might know this, is this the longest we've gone between series of shows like this, or seasons, I should say? Like 4 years is just so damn long.
It's so long. I think it is the longest because I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I was kind of doing a deep dive too, because at this point, normally the show would be canceled. Like 4 years.
I thought it was done.
The thing is about this show. The one thing that's great about this show is you don't have actors on contracts the whole time. You know,
it's an anthology sort of situation. So you can just pick it back up 10 years later if you wanted to. And then it doesn't matter.
You can. And it's fine. I mean, maybe Tales of the Crypt did it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Something random like that. But for an actual like popular show like this to go out of the public limelight this long, and of course we had a pandemic, and they tried the interactive thing like we said too, and that was it wasn't really. It was kind of a failure for them, if you ask me. I tried doing it. It was something, and I was like, guys, like this is just give me what you do best, you know?
Right.
Give me the stories, give me the originality, give me the technology stuff, freak me the fuck out, and make me want more. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what they did, and it was just so inventive. And it just
the Christmas special. The Christmas special was
the Christmas
good.
special.
So
Damn.
I'm sorry, this is one of my favorite shows. So I could talk about Black Mirror all day. I love this show.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it now just to get
I will.
excited for this. And June is not that far away, but I think that's plenty of
It's
time
not.
to do a
And
rewatch.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised they just dropped it on us. That they didn't give us any like production updates or anything as they were making it. Just bam, you're getting it.
Netflix is usually
I'm excited
pretty
about
good
the Aaron
with
Paul
that,
one.
too. Yeah, the Aaron Paul
Yeah.
one looked
Yeah.
good. I mean, they
With the
all
space
look
stuff,
good.
I love that. Yeah, all looks good. Yeah. And it's just like you always see it and you're like, what is happening here? You know, I'm always like, what? But that's the cool thing about this show. It's like they give you great stories that are contained and they just tell a good character arc. That's all it is. And there's always some kind of like fear and technology usually blend in there somehow. And I hear Bryce Dallas Howard's going to come back to do some directing probably for this. So that was something that came out too. So I think she directed an episode. But I mean, I thought she was great in her episode.
I wonder if they'll include anything because remember they had the episode where they went to basically like the museum and it had a whole bunch of the technologies from various different episodes. I wonder if there's some stuff we saw in the background there that would like maybe hint at what we're going to see in this next season.
I mean, if any show was going to do it, I could see them doing that. I could. Or then pulling from it later. Like they have ideas maybe for concepts for shows and stuff, and then they pull from it later. I have a friend that's like really, really into this too. His name's Spencer, friend of the show. If he's watching, he watches every once in a while.
Actual friend of the show.
But actual friend of the show. Well, yeah.
Hey, everyone's friend. Come on.
Every friend of the show is a friend of the show. Like if they came on the show, they'd be welcome with open arms and a beer in their hand. We'd give them a thumbs up, a high five. And we'd all do the C at the end together. I'm saying friend of the show, you know? So, you know, actual friend of the show, everybody's a friend of the show. We say is a friend of the show.
I'm sorry,
But
I didn't mean to
Spencer
offend
loves this.
any.
But he's been writing, like trying to get episodes. I wanted to call him. I didn't call him after this. Like, dude, did you send any episodes in, man? He's a writer. So I don't know, but I'm excited about this. I feel like a lot of people probably will be. It dropped out of nowhere. And the trailer looked great, of course, and all the art looks great for it. The cinematography is amazing. It always is on this. And I'm just interested to see what they're going to do and how they're going to freak me the fuck out this season because I know they're going to somehow. They always do. They always do. And somebody else that will probably freak people out right now because I heard about this trailer, everybody, and I knew this was coming, but Kraven the Hunter might freak people out because they're going to hard rated R for this new project with Aaron Taylor Johnson taking up the titular role of Kraven the Hunter. Now, the thing is about Kraven, you know, if you've seen any stills with him, he's always been campy, if you ask me. You get that big furry coat and stuff. Now, he's done some brutal shit in the comic books, don't get me wrong. But I'm like, when I heard about this, and I know how Sony's pretty much messed up everything they do that's in the Spider-Man universe, there's some good there, but there's a lot of bad, a lot of Morbius bad. And I saw this, and I heard about the trailer breakdown. Of course, it hasn't released online, but again, at the event this past week, they were putting it out there, and at CinemaCon, they said, okay, there's some big news about the trailer. Now, apparently, that starts with this huge sequence where there's all these poachers going in, and he brings a machete out and just starts slaughtering them. They said there's lots of blood flying everywhere. There's a sequence where he bites someone's nose off and spits it at the camera, which I was like, okay.
That's so Kraven.
So Kraven, right? That's so Kraven. I wish I had a button for that. That's so Kraven. He pops up. That sounds like a good thing later on. That really does. A good thing later on. On top of that, though, too, Russell Crowe's in this playing his father. They're going to show like flashbacks of him as a kid. They're going to show him grown up, and his dad apparently is going to be doing they did voiceover in the trailer, apparently being like, "This is who you're meant to be. You're a predator. I'm a predator. We're predators together." And there's rumors that he might be involved with the villain, but the villain's going to be Rhino apparently, and they're actually going to do Rhino right, unlike the way they did Rhino in the Amazing Spider-Man, where Paul Giamatti's in a metal suit. They're going to have Rhino be injected with the serum, and then he's going to become a Rhino type character and be bloodlusted and probably killing motherfuckers everywhere. And you know that's what it sounds like in the vein of what this is and what they're doing with this. I heard this and I'm like, okay, Sony. Okay, you know they're doing Deadpool now over at Marvel doing hard rated R. Is this your take? You're gonna make a hard rated R over here? does this work? I mean, because your PG-13 stuff hasn't done that well. Sean, you're a fan. What do you think about this? Do you think that Kraven the Hunter can work as a rated R movie, or do you think that Sony's got another failure on their hands?
As long as they've learned a lesson from Morbius, they'll be fine. I definitely feel like there's enough in the background and mythos of the character to really put together just a really good story and a good arc for him. Yes, he's this this tormented guy of he's supposed to be the apex predator kind of hunter. He's supposed to be someone that has hunted every dangerous animal out there that exists, and then gets his sights on Spider-Man and sees him as the next biggest threat. I'm excited for it. Can't think of a time that I've seen Kraven bite a guy's nose off in a comic book. Usually it's a bunch of spears being thrown, or he's poisoning somebody and stuff like that. I'm excited for it. I had no idea that this was coming. I missed that in the tea leaves. Hopefully that this isn't going to take away from Bad Bunny's movie coming up, Diablo or El Diablo or however. But yeah. No, I think this will be great. Kraven's a good character and good mythos within the Spider-Man world. So good luck, Sony. Don't fuck it up.
Which he also speared somebody in the trailer, apparently, too. Apparently, there was a short little sequence where he's sitting in an office chair, and then, like, some guy walks in and he just spears him. So I'm like, sure. All right. Just for fans, probably. There's that one moment for fans. I don't know. Rachel, do you know anything about Kraven? Do you think this sounds good as a business plan for Sony to make a rated R movie in this way, having people bite people's nose off and shit,
I think the reason Deadpool succeeded as a rated R was because it's Deadpool. It's a very familiar character. People were going to see that movie regardless. There's a huge built-in fan base. I think it's incredibly risky to take a lesser-known character. Unless you're like a huge nerd, you don't know who this guy is. So, and I love nerds.
It's true.
I am also a nerd. I'm just not this flavor of nerd.
This flavor of nerd, I like that.
It's difficult to market this as a rated R film when it's a lesser known character. I think they're really going to struggle, and I think financially, ultimately, it may not pay off.
Yeah, I worry about it. And I guess,
Is it necessary to make it rated R? Why couldn't they make it PG-13?
Well, I think they probably didn't go R with Morbius, and so they're like, let's go R with this. And Morbius had this really, bad taste in people's mouths. It's Morbin time, there's a really bad taste in people's mouths, and so maybe it's something to do with that. They're also been apparently trying to build their like superhero faction. They've been trying to do the Sinister Six in a way, and so maybe he's supposed to match into that somehow.
Is this supposed to be in Tom Holland's Spider-Man universe?
No, it's supposed to be like in the Sonyverse world. So apparently
villains, yeah.
Who has no Spider-Man?
And all that. Yeah.
Yeah, Venom. There's no Spider-Man there that we know of. It might be Andrew Garfield, maybe be somebody new.
Now, if they put Andrew Garfield in it as Spider-Man, that will get people in seats.
Yeah, I think it would too, especially after No Way Home. People really, he freaking was so in it. Yeah, he's great, and he needs redemption. So maybe they make all these shitty villain movies, then throw them all together, and they put Andrew in there. It'd be like it'd be the good thing for the toast. You put some butter on that toast. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but I don't know. Maybe that'd be the good. Maybe the jelly that. I'm gonna stop. So, anyways, I don't know. Maybe Andrew Garfield will be the Spider-Man, but like I see this and I just don't think it's gonna work. I think they're just trying to go the opposite direction. They already brought Michael Keaton into this universe somehow as Vulture, which makes no sense. It's like he's just magically there, and so his Vulture's in there out of nowhere because I don't know. They had a post-credit scene that was supposed to make sense, but everyone was like, "This is the worst shit in the world." Anyways, it's Morbin time apparently, so we'll see what happens with this.
That's so Kraven.
It's Morbin time. That's so Kraven. And then whatever the hell El Diablo's tagline is, I don't even know. El Diablo's a character.
Get that Diablo sauce.
Yes.
Once I start making some buttons for this chat here, you know what I mean? We're gonna have a lot of good catchphrases for this. I'm gonna tell you that. What do we think about Aaron Taylor Johnson playing this part, though? Sean, do you think this is a good part for him? What do you think?
I think it's great. I mean, the dude's a solid actor. I really, really enjoyed him in Bullet Train.
He was great in Bullet Train.
He was fantastic in it. Again, Bad Bunny was also in Bullet Train, so I got Bad Bunny on the brain. But no, I'm excited for him. The dude got the short short stick in his Marvel, venture when he did Quicksilver.
Yeah.
The dude was kick-ass. I mean, he played a great kick-ass.
He did.
So give him all the roles, and let's see what he does with some more adult characters. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think he's really coming into his own the farther his career has developed. So this could be something great to take him even further. But yeah, you're right, Bullet Train, he was so good in that. He really was. I was shocked by that. I was telling Sabrina, I'm like, she's like, that's not Kick-Ass. I'm like, that's Kick-Ass. It really is. It really is. It's him. You would never know. What do you think about it? Rachel, what do you think? Think he's good in this part? This matches, the pictures you've seen, you think he could do this?
Sure. I'm not familiar with the actor's later career or the character, but if you guys are comfortable with it, that's great. I'm gonna trust your expert opinion.
Thank you, Rachel. Very smart move.
Thank you.
Very
smart move. Appreciate that. Well, Aaron Taylor Johnson's going to be Kraven. Apparently, that's going hard R, everybody. You're going to see him biting noses off and spearing people and murdering people with machetes, apparently. So that's going down, and he's going to fight Rhino, and we'll see what happens with this. I don't know. I'm waiting to see the trailer for myself, but I'm like this. I'm very like, man, when it comes to Sony and all this universe. So, but that's the thing. Like, they've been kind of like having problems, and DC's been having a lot of problems. And that leads me to, everybody, my featured story of the night. Let's do this. All right, with that, I want to talk about DC a little bit. Of course, again, at CinemaCon, there's been so much stuff coming out. Well, the big thing that came out, well, there's two big things that I saw. I'm going to go quickly into the one thing and get into the Flash. But the first thing I want to talk about is Aquaman, because they released a teaser there. It didn't come out. They didn't show it anywhere besides there. But apparently, they showed Jason Momoa. Of course, we heard he was having a kid. He has a kid. He's like, how do I run this empire and do this? And it becomes like a buddy comedy with him and his stepbrother going out there trying to take down Black Manta. That's apparently what they're going to do with this. So, all right. And apparently, Amber Heard is still in this because there are rumors back and forth they're going to cut her out after the whole Johnny Depp thing. Apparently, she's still in it. She has this nice white dress, they say, in the trailer. And then, Jason Momoa.
So ironclad for them not to be able to get her out of that.
It must have been, because she's still there. And they said she popped in a few times in this trailer. It said it's action-packed and it looked great. Patrick Wilson looked great. Jason Momoa looked good. They said everybody looked great across the board. So, I mean, okay, cool. It sounds like it's like a comedy back and forth for me. I'm like, it might be fun. But then apparently the test screenings, it was doing really bad. And so that's why people are like kind of nervous about it. So we'll see. But that came out. But also the big thing that came out was a new Flash trailer. And of course, it's the final one before it comes out. And everyone's been talking about it. And it becomes more of a Batman flick to me now. I'm watching this and I'm like, we're really pushing Keaton here. Because, Ezra Miller, they have all these issues right now going on in the news. We've heard about what they've been going through between the, choking women to, breaking into people's houses.
Yes.
Right? They just don't know what's happening anymore in their lives. So the thing is, like, everyone's torn on Ezra, I think, but they're saying that Ezra's performance is fantastic in this. That's the one thing coming out of CinemaCon. How great Ezra did playing all these different versions of the Flash, but also just being the character in general, because Ezra is very comedic. I actually like Ezra's performance as Flash a lot in the Justice League stuff. That makes sense to me, but you have someone so problematic, it's like, what do? You push him to the side and you push that Keaton, because of course Keaton is the man. So we push Keaton forward and it becomes the Keaton show, because it's been since 92 since he was wearing that cape and cowl. And so people are going to be geeking out about him in general. So you start with the voiceover with him, my parents, and you relate it back to how, he can save his parents, but Keaton couldn't save his parents. And that's where it comes on. It becomes nostalgia bait. And I'm all about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about it because I love me some Keaton. He's one of my favorite Batmen. So when I saw this, I'm like, fuck yeah, Keaton. And the more I see him, I'm like, fuck yeah, Keaton, do it. You get it, man. You're freaking kicking ass in your 70s. You get it. So the trailer looks good to me. Again, it's doing great. Everyone's talking about it online, how great it looks and how good it is, like across the board. Tom Cruise talked about it. I know, what's his opinion mean to everybody? Not much to some people, but Tom Cruise loves it, everybody. He's like, show me some more Flash. And the critics love it too. Even the people that hate on Marvel movies and DC movies and comic movies are saying it's great. So there it is. What do we think about it, though, as a collective here? I'm going to go to Sean first. I know Sean's probably itching at the bit here to talk about it. What do
How
you
could
think
you
about
tell?
the new Flash trailer? Does it excite you more about it? Because we've already talked about all excited about this because of Keaton. Does it excite you more, or does it make you just be like, okay, whatever, you're spoiling too much for me?
I feel like it's exactly that. I feel like they've really overplayed the Keaton of it all. I mean, when you give us in the trailer, you want to get nuts, let's get nuts. Like, yeah,
I
like, come
know.
on. Why would you spoil such a blatant, like, screaming, everyone, like, yelling at the theater, at the TV, at the screen, like, why would you do that in the trailer? There's still a little bit we don't know about the movie, which I think is going to be fine. But the way that the marketing has just gone with the Flash is it's just been less and less and less and more about Keaton and more about the fact that we have two Batman in the same
Yeah,
movie. We got to see Batfleck do a little bit more this time.
get it,
So I was
Batfleck.
happy to see that. Still not clear how his role is. We don't know where Black Flash is. We know that he exists and that he's going to be in it because they made a damn toy about it, and that toy's already out on the shelves. Like,
Toys,
yeah,
spoiling shit all the time.
toys spoil. Oh,
Dude, they
toys
really
are,
do. They
toys
really
and
are
Legos are
spoiling
like the big
ass
spoilers for
fucking
all
toys.
these kind of universes. But yes, I'm very excited. I'm still gonna go see it. I just have such low expectations and low like I just know that it's not gonna be as Flash centric as it should be, and or I could be getting the wool pulled over my eyes by these trailers. Who knows?
It might be there. Might, and the thing is, like, people have been saying that saw it, that there's a lot more stuff, surprises that you don't even know about, that the trailers don't give away. And there's a lot of stuff they're not showing, and there's a bunch of big curveballs at the end apparently too. So maybe they're only showing us like an early couple fights, and then the big battles and stuff happen at the end with some crazy stuff. Who knows? I mean, I would hope that's what it is, because again, like you're saying, the nuts line. I mean, from the '89 Batman, I picture him like slamming shit down in that apartment and screaming, you want to get nuts, get nuts. And I'm like, it's great for this. Unfortunately, it was spoiled for me for a while ago because I heard about this line being in there when they were shooting. So it was spoiled for a long time for me because I know somebody that was working on it. So like I knew it was in there, and I was just like, so when I saw it, I'm like,
to be in the business.
I know, but most people don't know that, And I saw it, I was like, okay, all right, guys. But it's great. It's fun. It's effective for a trailer. It really is. With that pushing on him, it's very effective. And it's like, the Batwing stuff. I'm surprised they show the Batwing so much too, because him flying through the air, I'm like, how much are you spoiling here? Like, how much are you showing us ahead of time? Which trailers do too much these days. Rachel, what do you think about the trailer? What do you think about this whole concept with the Batman coming back, Michael Keaton, and the whole Ezra Miller situation?
I think they're taking every minute of Keaton and Batman-based footage they have and making the trailers it. Because they know that Ezra Miller is so unpopular that they have to market heavy on Batman for people to get into the seats. DC is dealing with a lot of really unpopular actors with both Aquaman and the Flash, so they're kind of dealt a hand here that they kind of have to advertise around. And
so much to deal with.
It's smart to go away from focusing on Ezra for the trailers. People are going to kind of forget that he's there because they're so excited about seeing Keaton. So they're just going to be like, oh, I'm going to go see, The Flash, which is actually really more Batman, but actually there's like 10 minutes of Batman in the movie.
I hope not. That's my worry. It's like that's the worry, is that because of everything that happened with Ezra, that it's like, we have to show Batman to sell this movie. But I mean, hopefully he is in it such a substantial amount this won't spoil too much of it. I mean, it seems like he's integrated into it more than that. It does. It really does in the trailers. It really does seem like...
They might have had to do some reshoots and really kind of jam more of him in there.
He's definitely
in there reshoots a couple months ago.
Yeah, he's definitely in there more than Ben Affleck's Batman. I doubt we'll get the two of them doing like a who you, who me, Batman, you. Like, I don't think we're gonna get that. It would be lovely, but you give him something to do. But no, this is gonna be a Keaton-centric thing that's just gonna drive people to the theater to see that. And the bonus is you get to watch Ezra Miller, run around real quick, even though he runs a little weirdly.
There's definitely some weird running there. And that's what I was saying too. Maybe the kid was trying to emulate the weird running. I mean, maybe. I will tell you one thing that I thought was kind of cool, which I listened to this heavy spoilers, and like they do some stuff too. They really dive in. One thing that they caught over at heavy spoilers was there's a lineup where it shows like two Flash and Supergirl together, and the one Flash, his costume looks really weird. Well, apparently, if you look at it closely, it looks like it's Keaton's costume, and they spray painted it over to make a Flash costume. Even cut the ears off too. So they kind of spoil that in there too in that trailer, but it looks really cool. Like it's weird, but it's cool. It's something I can see happening in this, in this world. And the Batman costumes too are pretty cool, and they actually show Keaton's costumes because you see the 89 costumes there, the 92 costumes there. I say 89 because you actually see like in 89 his symbol gets smashed, and you can see it smashed in there actually. The way the cape falls. This is some nerd shit right here, And then even like the 92, how they changed the logo, and the logo in the 89 one, they had like little legs. Well, and then now in the 92 version, it doesn't have the legs, it has the OG yellow kind of symbol they were actually pushing in all the merchandise and all the advertising. That's there. So you can see the Keaton evolution from like where we saw him last till now, which is really sweet. It's really fun to see. And for me, it's like, okay, of course his costume's going to evolve a little bit. Of course it's going to change. He's been Batman kicking ass for all these years.
Have joint support for the arthritis.
You have to have that.
His neck. I mean, it's going to be a huge benefit.
It goes a long way. It goes a long way. But I think Ezra, regardless of all the shit with Ezra, I think Ezra looks great in this though too. And then the director was saying that Ezra's performance is amazing. And that's what the director kept saying. It's such a good performance. And it's very like not talking about any of the drama behind it, and even saying that, they kind of hope for a sequel, and it's like, they're not planning it, they said, but the idea is there that, if it does well enough, they would love to do one. And it's like, do you think they can actually do a sequel to this? Even if this movie is fucking fantastic. Rachel, do you think they can do a sequel to this? Or do you think that because of all the drama with Ezra, it's dead in the water after this?
I think practicality-wise, it's better to just kind of cut it off because they're trying to do the whole new generation of DC anyway. James Gunn's really pushing for the new generation. So I think you just let it die with the rest of that whole era of DC, have a clean cut, move on.
Yeah, I just don't know how you can
need to say anything about it. They don't need to say it's because he sucks or anything like that. They just go, okay, we're taking the DC universe in a different direction.
Yeah, this is done. And I heard they cut out a lot of the they haven't shown these showings at CinemaCon and stuff. They didn't show the post-credit scenes or anything like that. I heard they actually took out a bunch that were supposed to be there before. That's probably what some of the reshoots were actually. And there was, rumors that Henry Cavill was supposed to be in here at one point as Superman, but that was been removed. They were saying Gal Gadot was supposed to be in here at one point, but that was removed. But I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Sean, what do you think? Do you think this has a future after this, or do you think that because of the Ezra situation, this is it? This is all we get?
I think they're not going to say it's because of the Ezra situation. It's really because of Papa Gunn coming in here and saying, no, I run the ship. This is going to be my whole thing. I've got the vision, Gods and Monsters for Volume 1, and then whatever else I've got planned. And I just don't see, I don't see how it comes back. And I think that's the whole point, too. If what we're being told this Flash movie is based on, the comic book series Flashpoint, that's what DC used to reboot the universe the last time. And it just makes sense that if we're getting the movie version of Flashpoint, this would also reboot the cinematic universe, and let Keaton have one more ride at it. Ezra gets one more ride at it. That's about it. I think we're not going to see these characters in the same way moving forward after this.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Keaton because after coming back, and that was the thing that was going around the internet too, was the fact that he came back because before WB was bought by Discovery Plus, he was going to be the new Batman again. So that's why the Batgirl, he was Batman in Batgirl, he was Batman in this, and they had other projects like there was a Batman Beyond in production they were going to do, and he was going to be the Batman in there. So there was a bunch of projects that were going to happen that I would have loved to see him in Batman Beyond. That would have been fucking awesome. But you know what?
As much as I'm a fan of Pattinson, I would have been thrilled to see geriatric Batman's adventures. I think that would have been great.
I think Keaton in a Batman Beyond would be amazing. Especially just the way that character evolves into more of a mentor role, kind of a figure for the new Batman of Terry McGinnis. I think that'd be great. And also Battinson, Batfleck, Bat Keaton. This is awesome. This is just give more people to be Batman, I guess, at this point.
My question for you both before we skedaddle out of here, I want to ask you: do you think, because there is a rumor, and it's been going around for a long time, and we probably said it on here at one point before, but there's more traction coming with it since the showings. Is there a world where George Clooney pops up in this movie, being Batman again?
That would be.
Is there a world?
I think it'd be great.
I choose to live in that world.
No, Bat Clooney with the bat nipples. Let's go.
Bat nips. Come on.
Get him
And the
in
bat
there.
card, never leave home without it, you know?
The bat card. I mean, Chris O'Connell's not doing anything from what I know. He might be in some.
Bring him in.
Bring him in. Bring them all in, for God's
Get 'em all
sakes.
in.
Just say, and they're just all just waving at the end of, and you just kind of pan out, and then it does like the, like the real close, like yeah. And it's just all the Batman standing, side by side. I think that's fantastic.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Maybe they're eating dinner together. They're
end.
playing poker, maybe. Like Picard just ended. They're all playing poker together, and they're hanging out. All the bats together for one more
Flash
ride.
breaks the time-space continuum. The bat signal goes up, and they all just show up.
I mean, James Gunn his ears are burning at this. This is fantastic.
Lots of ideas.
Lots of
He's
ideas.
watching the show right now. He's live in the
Friend
chat.
of the show.
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
Friend of the show, James Gunn. But anyways, this came out. It makes me excited because of Keaton. I really have the same kind of thought. I hope this isn't it for him. I hope it's not like they're showing too much and it's like all the stuff that he's doing is in this trailer. Like there's a piece of every scene he's done. I hope that's not true. I hope there's so much more that they're not spoiling because of the whole Ezra situation. It seems like it's the easiest thing for the editor to do is like start throwing, back Keaton in there. Just show him. Just show him. That'll sell the movie. Because we gotta make our money back, and we have this big problem. They like him. They like him. They like him.
Look, he's here. I promise.
We love Michael Keaton, right? We love him, right? That's why we bring him back because we love him. I hope that's not the case.
Yeah,
it does work for me.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I mean, it's doing great online. People are going nuts about it, so maybe that's the selling point, and then that's it. And he gets one last ride.
Yeah.
It'll be there before on Max.
Right.
Oh, Jesus, so dumb. Anyways, everybody, thank you for being here on Kruse Control. We appreciate it as always. We hope you have a very phenomenal Wednesday. Sean, thank you so much for being here again. Thank you for joining us. I love having you here and talking on our Happy Wednesday chat.
Yeah, happy to be here. Fourth in the books. Let's go.
Keep it going. Keep it rolling. We're going strong. Rachel, thank you again for being here as always. Thank you for coming on and helping us here tonight. And I love listening to you, talking conversations like this with you. It's so great. So everybody out there,
another dose on Friday.
See you on Friday too. We'll have to get Sean on Friday sometime. Drinking Fridays, that's what happens here. Gets a little wasted, a little crazy. I'm just saying. Everybody out there, please like and subscribe. Join our Patreon if you can. And as always, tell everybody about Kruse Control. Tell your kids, your family, your little uncle, your big uncle, your small uncle, your little cat, your big cat, your huge chinchilla, your huge squirrel, your little guacamole that's walking around your backyard. I don't know why it's called guacamole, but it's called guacamole. Tell that person to watch Kruse Control. And as always, everybody, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you again. We'll see you on Friday. Have a great rest of your week. Take care, and we'll see you.